And hello there! Let's get your week rolling just right with the right mix of news and conversations. Now, whether you're catching us online, on TV, or on the radio, hop on and join the chat. I'm Paolo the Rosario.
Hello there, beautiful people. I'm Asis-Carilo. We are simulcast on Mellow 94.7 BFM. Here's your daily dose of deep dives and good vibes. Welcome to Beautiful Day.
Right.
Okay, explain.
Okay. So today, we had a fight this morning.
Hold on. Chair might be watching right now.
Yes.
And papagalitan niya tayo kasi layo ng kulay natin.
No, what are you talking
Chair,
about?
Chair, magpapaliwanag.
Hindi, you're the earth, I'm the sky. Ano ka ba? We're so in uniform. Diba? Okay, kasi ganito
so
yun, ladies and gentlemen.
For listeners,
explain.
yes. For our listeners on Mellow, so they're not seeing us unless they're watching us on Facebook and
Yes.
YouTube. We are there live.
Yes.
I'm wearing brown, all
Earth
brown,
brown,
and
sky
Paolo's
blue.
wearing sky blue.
Yeah,
and
so
white.
we're earth and sky.
So we were supposed to wear blue today, but the thing is we changed it last minute yesterday because today is World Chocolate Day.
Yes.
So we were gonna be dressed like chocolate. And now I'm wearing brown and he's wearing sky blue. Anong sky blue na chocolate?
Alam mo, I
Alam
can't
ko
think
may
of...
ruby chocolate, so that's medyo like red pink.
Pwede bang...
M&M's, they have blue,
pwede
but
ba
it's dark blue.
Fake na Three Musketeers. Alam mo yun? But, by the way, legitimately, one of my favorite chocolates. Guys, can you send it over? Okay, we're very happy for that.
But it is World Chocolate Day
It
today.
is World Chocolate Day.
Hence this brown outfit.
Actually, if I just take off my coat, then I'm already the white chocolate, which
pwede na nga.
I
Oh, fine.
do enjoy. I
White
really
chocolate
do
ka
enjoy.
na lang with the blue wrapping.
Yeah, fine. Okay, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are live over on YouTube and Facebook.
Yes.
And of course, if you have your own takes, if you have your favorite chocolate you want to bring in, I mean, own takes about our stories, okay?
Yes.
Our very interesting stories today. You can go and talk to Anne because she'll be all over it.
Yes, I always check those comment sections. We are simulcast on Mellow 94.7 BFM. So to all our listeners, hi guys, have a great morning ahead. And we are also on their Facebook page.
Yes,
we
sir.
are showing that link on our screen. So go ahead and give us a like and also send us messages our way. Messages, shout outs, wherever you are across the globe. We want to know.
Yes, sir. So we got a jam-packed show. We have two very controversial people. Joke. Now,
joke.
Controversial is not the right word, but two
Binawi.
people who have made a bit of news. First off, we have Game Day, the new sports show here on BNC with a certain Charles Tiu, right? Because Charles Tiu, a good friend of mine, very happy that he is here. He's here early, by the way. Oo nga eh. Oh, so Game Day, sorry, Beyond the Game is the name of the show.
I think if you're
Yeah.
a coach, then you really should be early. Earlier than everyone. Diba? Right? Yes, there. He agrees with me.
Sure. Oh my gosh. So
And
sorry,
later on-
let me correct myself
Ano?
here because Beyond the Game is the name of the show.
Yes.
Game Day is a segment.
It's our
Medyo
segment.
dyslexia ako
Ganun
ng
talaga
konti.
pag nag-blue ka eh, na supposed to be naka-brown tayo, di ba? But anyway, later on, we will be having hot takes with Quezon grandson Ricky Avanceña.
Yes.
He criticized the biopic Quezon for misrepresentation.
This is super interesting. I am very excited to talk to Mr. Ricky because I'm a history buff and I
yes.
enjoy. I watched the movie. I've seen Quezon's game as well. So I'm really interested to dive deeper into it.
It's
as
going
well.
to be a great conversation. So make sure that you join us for the next hour and a half. But also, we got headlines for you. A lot of things to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
And as always, we start with checking the situation in major roads. At this hour, let's go take a look at EDSA White Plains. On the left side of your screens are vehicles heading to Shaw Boulevard, already looking very busy this morning. Moderate to heavy traffic building up on that stretch. Opposite lane, right side of your screens are vehicles heading to Cubao. Light traffic on that area. Now this time, we are taking a look at EDSA Orense in Makati. Left side of your screens are vehicles heading to Pasay City. Light traffic on that stretch. Opposite lane, right side are vehicles heading to Shaw Boulevard. No problem yet as of this hour. Everything green and go. Now heads up to motorists. The expanded vehicle number coding scheme is in full swing. It's a Tuesday, guys. So vehicles with license plates ending in 3 and 4 should be off the road right about now until 10 a.m. and again from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Now, some bad news for motorists as oil companies impose a big-time price hike this week. Oil firms have announced they will be raising the price of gasoline by 1 peso and 20 centavos per liter, diesel by 2 pesos per liter, and kerosene by 1 peso and 70 centavos per liter. Local industry sources attribute the large price hikes to worries over new sanctions on Russian oil. What will the weather be like this Tuesday? Let's find out from Paolo as he gives us today's forecast from Weather HQ. Take it away, Pao.
Thank you so much, Anne. Let's take a look at the local weather where yesterday, Pag-asa officially declared the start of the amihan season. And today, we have 5 weather systems that are affecting the country all at once. Let's start off first with the northeast monsoon or amihan. Now, this is bringing in the cool winds to extreme northern Luzon. Now, the next thing we're going to look at is the shear line just right below that. Now, the shear line is affecting the eastern section of northern Luzon. Now, for the rest of Luzon, you will be experiencing what we call the easterlies. So the easterlies will continue to bring warm and humid air into the country. Meanwhile, down south, we're going to take a look at the ITCZ or the Intertropical Convergence Zone. Now, this is influencing the weather over in the Visayas and the Mindanao regions. And finally, there is still a low pressure area embedded within the ITCZ. Now, this was last spotted around 250 kilometers east of Pag-asa Island in Kalayaan, Palawan. Now, there's a lot to go through. Let's go up first to the north, where aside from those cool amihan winds, Batanes can expect cloudy skies with rain. Now, residents, especially the farmers and the fishermen in the area, should be alert for possible flash floods or landslides due to the moderate to at times heavy rainfall that you may experience. Over in Cagayan, the shear line, that zone where warm and cool air meet, will bring cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms. Now, if you're heading out to the fields or driving through the province, best to keep that umbrella or raincoat ready, as some roads may get slippery due to the rain. Now, across the western and central Luzon regions, the easterlies are the dominant weather system that we have to look at. Now, this means that we'll have warm and humid mornings, perfect for drying the laundry or quick errands, but watch out for the sudden afternoon showers or thunderstorms. Now, better keep your umbrella handy even if the day starts off sunny. Now, we go to the Palawan region, where the low-pressure area continues to bring cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms all throughout the province. Now, flash floods and landslides remain a possibility, but according to Pag-asa, this LPA is unlikely to develop into a tropical depression and is expected to dissipate within the next 24 hours. And for now, residents and travelers are advised to stay extra alert, take extra caution, especially in those flood-prone or low-lying areas. Now, going to the Visayas and Mindanao regions, the ITCZ or the Intertropical Convergence Zone will cause cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms, particularly over the Negros Island region, central and eastern Visayas, and the Dinagat Islands. Now, if you're heading to work, school, or to the market, you might want to bring a light jacket or umbrella just in case. Now, for the rest of the Visayas and Mindanao regions, you can expect partly cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms. Typically, tropical weather will be there with the sunshine and rain taking turns throughout the day. Now, for our sea conditions, no gale warning is currently in effect. However, over the seaboards of extreme northern Luzon, the northeast monsoon may bring moderate to strong winds and waves up to 3.7 meters over here. Now, fisherfolk and operators of small sea vessels are advised to exercise caution before setting sail. Now, for the rest of the country, sea conditions will range from slight to moderate, generally favorable for travel. Still, it's best to monitor the latest weather bulletins and check local advisories to ensure a safe and smooth voyage. Now, that is it for Weather HQ at the moment. And back to you.
Thank you so much, Pao. Now on to our top stories this morning. Former Ombudsman Samuel Martirez says the so-called secret decision on Senator Joel Villanueva's dismissal is just a diversionary tactic. This comes after Ombudsman Jesus Crispin Remulla tried to enact Villanueva's dismissal over the 2016 PDAF misuse, only to discover it was dismissed.
But haven't you noticed that I am now the flavor of the month? And the flavor of the month before was flood control projects, ghost projects. Nakalimutan na natin yon. The flavor of the month was the trillion peso march. Nakalimutan na ng tao.
On BNC's The Spokes, Martirez explained that he did not publish his order to dismiss the previous dismissal order against Joel Villanueva to avoid politicizing the issue.
If I publish it, if I talk about it, sasabihin ng tao, kinakatigan ko si Joel Villanueva. Okay? Kinakampihan ko si Joel Villanueva. At the time I signed, I approved that resolution,
yes,
granting the motion for reconsideration, hindi ko kilala si Joel Villanueva. The first time I met him was in the Senate during the budget hearing. I don't know Joel Villanueva. Kaya lang, pag binigyan ng kulay, di ba? In masisemo ngayon, yung secret decision, binigyan ng kulay eh.
On the same program, former Senate President Franklin Drilon clarified that according to the Constitution, the Ombudsman has no jurisdiction on members of Congress, and the Senate itself did not act on the dismissal order. I have a few things to say about this matter. You know, I was
Sure.
able to watch an interview with former Senator Dick Gordon, and he said there are constitutional provisions to publicize yung decisions on matters such as this, the decisions of the Office of the Ombudsman involving public interest, unless there are state secrets or a matter of national security. So para kay former Senator Dick Gordon, you cannot win a case by cheating the public. So para sa kanya, hindi valid yung naging reversal ng decision na ginawa ni former Ombudsman Martirez. But I was also able to watch an interview with former SC Justice Adolfo Ascuna, and he said that if properly promulgated itong decision ng Ombudsman but not publicly disclosed, it is still valid but unusual, because cases like this are in what he calls yung rolyo. Details of the case are in that rolyo, decisions of the ombudsman, and the basis or reason for that action. And this rolyo apparently is available to the public, so the media can check this. So the problem here is, why was it not announced? It's a big case, PDAF, millions of pesos involved, and of course, gusto malaman ng taong bayan why this happened and why it was not publicized. He said a different thing, a different explanation on Point, because he guested also on Point last night. And according to former Ombudsman Martirez, hindi raw niya maalala why he chose not to publicize this matter.
Well, you know, apart from all of that, when you take a look at what they were talking about on Spokes. First of all, congratulations to the team of
Yes.
Spokes for their
Great
debut
first
episode.
show.
What an incredible
Yeah.
start. Okay, it was fantastic. The thing that I want to touch on here is the hindi naman allegation, or at least the thought that this is a diversionary tactic to take it away from the discussion on the flood control scandal. When in the heart of all of this, there are still discussions involving Senator Joel when it comes to these flood control scandals as well. So somewhat still connected, to be quite frank. But at the same time, you look at how this is also being dragged on and about the resources being allocated to these certain pursuits rin. And you're wondering, siyempre kung taong bayan ka, you're going to try and hope that the priorities would still stay the same to the issues that still are most concerning. But as we mentioned a while ago, as we were talking a while ago, I feel that you're a bit of disagreement that it is a diversionary tactic because we haven't forgotten about the flood control scandals.
Siguro sa tingin ni former Ombudsman Martirez, this is being used as diversionary tactics. But I beg to differ. Hindi natin nakakalimutan itong flood control scandal. In fact, we are eagerly awaiting for the hearings to continue, for the ICI hearings to be publicized, and for the Blue Hearing Committee or Blue Ribbon Committee hearings to resume.
You know what? You are not alone in that call, because labor and business groups have come together to push President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to implement stricter measures against corruption. Now, in a joint statement, the groups asked the government to speed up the fight against corruption. PhilExport President Sergio Ortiz Luis says this means of avoiding further chaos amid the flood control scandal.
We have a common stand. Ayaw namin ng magulo. Ayaw namin kasi magkagulo na yung some people will take it on their hands to do extra constitutional method to be able to get this. Yun ang ayaw iiwasan namin. So binamadali namin ang presidente para maiwasan ito. At gusto namin talaga masolve itong problema at meron mga tinutukoy sila na dapat managot na kung bakit di pa nananagot hanggang ngayon.
Carlos Onate of the Trade Union Congress of the Philippines adds that it is the workers who take the brunt of the damage caused by corruption.
Ang manggagawa, sila ang pinaka-biktima dito sa corruption na ito, dito sa mga ghost flood control projects na ito. Kasi kami yung nasasadlak sa baha, no, papasok, pauwi. Yung iba to the point na dahil binaha na yung kanilang bahay ay kinakailangan nila, no, hindi makapasok. Yung iba nawawalan pa, no, ng mga kamag-anak dahil sa baha, no, nabubuwis yung buhay.
In other news, 8 more senators are set to release their SAL-Ns. These are Senators Ping Lacson, Mig Zubiri, Loren Legarda, Pia Cayetano, Bam Aquino, Erwin Tulfo, Lito Lapid, and JV Ejercito. Other lawmakers previously publicized wealth declarations, including Senators Kiko Pangilinan, Win Gatchalian, Risa Hontiveros, Robin Padilla, and Senate President Tito Soto. This comes amid public calls for transparency and after the Ombudsman restored public access to SAL-N after a 5-year ban. On BNC's On Point, former Ombudsman Samuel Martirez said he has no regrets imposing restrictions on the release of government official SAL-Ns in 2020.
Looking back, sir, do you still stand by that decision of yours to put restrictions
Yes,
in the SAL-N?
yes.
You don't regret this?
No. Why? The Republic Act 67713 was enacted in 1989. In 2012, we have the Data Privacy Act. So practically, yung sinasabi sa 6713 na i-divulge mo lahat, pati kaluluwa mo, sabi sa Data Privacy Act, ops, hindi po pwede yan.
Well, you know what? We're talking a bit about that a while ago
Yes.
as well, talking about the virtues of publicizing the SAL-N and, of course, the arguments against it. We heard a bit of it there. Pero, again, given the context of what we have been experiencing recently when it comes to the flood control scandal and the clamor for people to see more of the wealth, because I feel that our legislators are under a stronger microscope at the moment.
Yeah.
I think it's just fair.
You know what? It's not just about the clamor of the public for transparency, but nasa batas kasi ito eh. RA 6713
Yeah.
mandates the SAL-N to be publicly
Yes.
available, and it is the public's right to know. Walang conditions. So, as a government official, dapat ilabas mo siya. Of course, i-redact yung personal information.
Yes.
Diba? The address, your vital or very important government ID numbers, diba? So, mawawala naman yun. But the rest, your net worth, your assets, liabilities, your debt, everything needs to be out there. In fact, hindi na nga dapat i-request eh. Dapat nga naka-public na lang siya. You know what? I remember, I just can't remember exactly who said it, but I'm not sure if it was Attorney Jesus Falsis or si Mon Abrea, the tax expert Mon Abrea. But parang they are afraid of being of the SAL-N being weaponized, when in fact weapon naman talaga to ng public to expose corruption. So kung wala kang tinatago, then go ahead, di ba?
Yes. Well, of course, the assumption is that tama yung SAL-N.
Yes.
Of course. On that
yun
note,
pa.
we gotta move on because the Department of Transportation has begun its preparations for the observance of All Saints and All Souls Day. Now, an estimated 2.2 million passengers are expected to travel through ports across the country. The Philippine Ports Authority is anticipating an uptick in passengers traveling after President Marcos declared October 31 as an additional special non-working day. DOTR Acting Secretary Giovanni Lopez on Monday inspected security and order in Batangas Port, the biggest passenger terminal in the country. Officials assured no increase in fare and travel fees until the end of the year.
No data breach. That statement from mobile payment service GCash amid allegations that personal information of millions of users are sold in the dark web. GCash says no systems breach has occurred, stating all accounts and funds of e-wallet users are secure. GCash adds forensics analysis shows no compromise in their system and that customer records leaked online do not match theirs. However, GCash says it will cooperate in the investigation of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas and National Privacy Commission.
Now, moving on to sports, the NBA officials are planning to review what they call dire risks that gambling can have on their players. Now, according to a memo sent to all 30 teams, changes under consideration include timing and release of injury information and applying AI models to flag concerning betting activity. The memo underlined the concern of Commissioner Adam Silver after a federal indictment detailed 8 NBA games flagged by sports books and investigators for unusual activity, including co-conspirators placing bets using privileged information.
Okay, here we go with our first cup of tea. It is confirmed pop star Katy Perry and former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau are officially dating. The couple hard launched their relationship at a cabaret show at Crazy Horse, where Katy celebrated her 41st birthday. A video from TMZ spotted the two holding hands as they left the venue. This comes after months of whirlwind dating rumors. They were first linked together earlier in July after being seen on a dinner date in Montreal. They were actually seen also on Katy Perry's yacht. Yacht nga ba ni Katy Perry or ni Justin Trudeau?
Basta
I
they
think
were on a
Katy
yacht.
Perry. They were on a yacht.
They were on
and,
a yacht.
being very intimate. So there you go. They are together now.
We talked about this for a while. Wasn't there a rumor a few months ago?
Yeah, kasi nga they went on a
nag-break
dinner
sila?
date.
Yeah.
And then it fizzled,
You know what?
the thing that they were having, the flirtation, but now they're officially dating,
You know,
diba?
Katy Perry, hard launch into space. Okay, I mean, Justin Trudeau.
You know, she's aiming high.
Yeah, I mean, like, hey,
diba?
Justin Trudeau shot for the stars, and nandun pala si Katy Perry. So, I mean, like, it's always great to see, because he obviously left the political life
yeah.
in that capacity. Talking about Justin Trudeau, and it's nice to see him find this with Katy Perry.
They're both single, so what's
Yeah,
the problem,
why
diba?
not?
I
For
mean, Katy Perry's not with Orlando Bloom anymore, and Justin Trudeau also has separated from his wife, so go ahead,
Yeah,
diba?
pero blooming si Katy.
Blooming. Okay, second cup of tea. About music this time. Iconic OPM rock band Four of Spades adds a second day for their sold-out concert in December. Local concert promoter Carpos Live announced that the band will perform again on December 13, also at the SM Mall of Asia Arena. Fans can get tickets for the second night starting November 9. The concert marks the band's official comeback after a 9-year hiatus, as well as the return of their vocalist, Unique Salonga, and fans are beyond excited.
Can you imagine being able to sell out MOA twice?
Yeah, diba?
Right? It's such an incredible feat.
This
Congratulations
is like,
to the group.
this is like yung sa market.
Oo, pero I mean, MOA, selling a MOA twice, again, not a small feat.
Oo, so
And
congratulations, Four of Spades. And if you are watching, guys,
Feel
Four
free
of
to guess.
Spades. Yes, so we have this day mix segment, and that's our platform for musicians
Daan
to...
lang kayo, we'll have a hard time.
Oo.
Kami nang bahala.
We'll have a
dun.
hard time.
We'll have a hard time. Kami nang bahala. We'll
Pwedeng
adjust
lahat
to you.
kayo, di ba? Just join us. We have a couch over there and 2
Yeah.
seats available on this table. So feel free to
You know,
guest.
speaking of that couch, our next guest is on it. So kanina, I nabulol ako because we used to
Bakit?
have, I used to have a show that he would guest frequently on called The Game.
Okay.
This segment is called Game Day. The show we're talking about is Beyond the Game.
Okay,
yeah,
game.
guys. Game na.
G.
All right? Game, G. Because up next, basketball coach Charles Tiu is joining the BNC family with his new show, Beyond the Game. Find out what surprises he's got in store for fans after the break. Don't go away. Beautiful day. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching Beautiful Day. Now, we've got basketball coach and Chinito heartthrob, Charles Tiu, with his new show on BNC Beyond the Game. Now, he's giving us a little rundown of how it came to be and what's in store for fans on game day. Beautiful day, Charles. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me. I don't know about the heartthrob part.
Ayun nga eh. You had to add Chinito heartthrob. Alam mo, Pao, dapat meron ka rin ganung title. Morning
am I?
heartthrob.
Morning heartthrob? I have no
Heartthrob
idea
ka
if
rin.
that's
I'm kind of old for that, I think.
I don't know.
You don't look it though.
Okay.
Yes.
There's Zaddy energy
So
siguro.
Zaddy, parang hindi pa nga masyado. You look
Diba?
so young. And may baby face, siya,
That's
quality.
fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. This is the most awkward he feels, by the way. I've worked with him for some time. But first of all, welcome to the BNC family, Charles. I did your first interview when you arrived here. And how has it been so far? The reaction that you're here and, of course, the excitement that your show is about to come out.
Well, I am excited. My friends are excited. A lot of people actually message me, which surprised me. I guess it's really a big deal to be part of this family, this network. So it's an honor for me to be part. Obviously, I hope the show does well. It's a new concept, new idea. So let's see how it goes.
So the new show is called Beyond the Game, and that's going to be starting tomorrow already,
Yes.
right? 8 p.m. With a really big name for your very first guest. Let's first talk about what the show is all about and anong angle niya. Like, how is it different from our other sports shows?
Well, I figured because there's so many interviews already with a lot of sports or prominent personalities, we wanted to look at a different angle. Let's say tomorrow my guest is Hansi. Obviously, he's known as a businessman, but I wanted to kind of get to know him a bit more outside that business scene, the business world. So we talked a lot about sports, his passion for NU, why they're really big on supporting the school and things like that. And then for a lot of my guests, I mean, that's the plan really. You know, obviously they're strong in their fields, but I feel that there's always something you can get from sports or any other of their passions that help them in life or that make life interesting for them. So that's really how I guess it came about.
Yeah, and when you thought about all of these plans for Beyond the Game, because it's called Beyond the Game because we're talking about the things that also happened behind the scenes, technically speaking, and of course why people do support the sports that they do. How long have you had this in mind that you want to do something a bit different from what you've done in the past?
Well, to be honest, I was thinking first, I kind of wanted to do something about lifestyle because I have a lot of hobbies like eating, traveling,
Of course.
Drinking wine, and all those sort of stuff. Obviously, sports is still the number one. But, I figured I still wanted to stay within sports because it's something I'm still a bit familiar with. And I just want to be able to share some nice stories or different stories from people that may or may not have been shared. And if people are willing to share them with me, then I figured it might be a good start.
The answer to this next question is pretty obvious. Of course, BNC. But let me just ask, what made you choose BNC as the network for your show?
I heard Paolo was on this network. So, I gotta work with this guy again.
Ikaw pala, Paolo,
Si Paolo ang sikreto. I think obviously Bilyonaryo is like one of the most prominent news websites, channels, social media. There are billionaires all over the place. So when the opportunity came up, I'm like, wow. We read this a lot. My friends are always talking about who's this person in their articles. I mean, it's kind of fun. But I like what they're doing. I mean, they're trying to recruit a lot of great talent, and people are jumping ship to this network. And I just think, wow, it's a great to be part of this. And I know they have so many big plans, even in sports. And I'm like, maybe it's something that we could explore and see how it is.
Yeah, and again, we're really excited to have you here. We're very happy that you signed. And I was just really lucky that tumagal ako sa opisina. Then turned out Charles Tiu walked into the building. I'm like, oh, look, it's a friend. But of course, we gotta talk about your personal life also. When I mean personal life, your other sporting ventures. Let's start off first with CSB because you are very Atenean, but then here you are coaching a very Lasallian team. And CSB Blazers have been getting better and better with you at the helm. Of course, a lot of support behind you as well. Just that experience so far, this journey as a head coach, coaching college, how has that siguro changed the way that you looked at sports recently?
Well, it's been exciting, to be honest. First of all, I never expected this to happen. I'm Atenean. I'm sure a lot of Lasallians or Lasalites don't like that there's an Atenean coaching their team still, right? But
Manalo ka lang.
That's part. I know, manalo lang. No? That's part of the job. But right now we're in a bit of a, I'd say, struggle to start the season. It's actually probably the worst start I've had in the 4 years that I've been with this team. But I'm enjoying the journey, coaching college kids, seeing them go through the adversity that they have to. I mean, it's a different experience, and you're trying to help navigate them in their lives also. I mean, sometimes it's not just about basketball. I mean, there are a lot of, it's one thing to not play well, to lose games, or to win games, but a lot of these people go through different things in their lives, and sometimes you feel responsible to help them in a way. Like, you're also concerned for what goes on in their lives. Even if you're with your family, they're still at the back of your mind. So I feel that's something that's a bit different versus when you're working with professional teams. It's just about business, most of the time at least, right? When you're done, you're out, it's over. But these guys, and a lot of them are breadwinners of their family at such a young age. So it's something that puts life into perspective, how hard it is. I mean, sometimes you take these things for granted, but some families are asking 20-year-old, 22-year-old kids to support 6, 7 of them, and it's a big responsibility also. So it's part of what makes it fun, right? Like, I feel, and that's what keeps me going, the fact that I feel at least I'm still helping guys in one way or another. And when that time comes that I feel I'm not able to give back, then maybe it would be time to move on, I guess.
Fangirl question will be coming from me.
Oh, go.
Now, let's talk about yung brotherly legacy growing up in the Chu family with Chris Chu. What was the dynamic, and how has this, shaped your own journey?
It's interesting, I actually owe a lot to Chris, I mean, the basketball world. I mean, there was a time that I didn't even want basketball anymore. My parents were the ones who had to force me.
Really?
Yeah, and this whole coaching thing came about because I probably was my brother's #1 fan. I mean, from the Ateneo days, he was playing in the UAAP. I was just in Team B, but I'd hang around every practice game of his. I watched more games of his than anybody, 100% throughout his life. And I got into coaching because I was watching him with the national team, and the Serbian coach, Coach Toraman, was like, hey, why don't you be my assistant? I asked MVP. He said it's okay. I'm like, wow. I basically just graduated out of college, 0 experience. I'm like, sure. Just because we were friends. So that's why I say, I traveled with the team at times just to watch, just to support. And then I became a coach through that. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. But growing up was always cool. I know a lot of people are like, oh, don't you feel bad that you're always compared, because it's never going to end, right? That's what people talk about. I mean, half the time people call me Chris. People I've never met, hey Chris, I'm like, yeah, hi. I pretend to be Chris, right?
Okay.
But to me, as I've said, I always want to support. Like, his success is our family's success, and to me, that's really what matters. So I'm always going to be happy for him, and I think there'll never be any jealousy or envy when it comes to us and our relationship.
That's good. I was gonna ask, do you ever feel like you were always in the shadow of your brother's profile?
I think so, in a way, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean,
Okay.
I mean, you look at what he's accomplished in life, and to me,
Yeah.
it's a great thing. I mean, we're like, this little kid from our household became the national team captain. He became a champion, a mythical 5. I'm like, and a PBA player. I'm like, I mean, that's not anything we dreamed of. So I mean, I don't mind being his shadow, because he's done pretty well.
Yeah, it's so funny, Anne, because the first time I ever saw Charles in real life was when he actually claimed the award of Chris in the UAAP for a mythical 5, because I think he had national team duties or he was out, and you picked it up, and people were confused, at least who did not hear the announcement. Because you were in the picture.
Mas cute daw yung
Oo nga eh.
nandun eh.
Parang pumogi raw si Chris Chu ah.
And that was kind of funny. I remember that.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
that time we didn't really have too much social media, although there already was. And
Yeah.
I would get into it a lot with LaSalle fans because
Of course.
You were very
Palaban ka eh.
passionate. Yeah, for sure. And we're very outspoken. And then you get called. And people, the LaSalle fans, it was LaSalle UE Championship. Ateneo was long gone. And they actually cheered. Of course, they thought it was Chris Tiu, right? Not me. But they were cheering. That's pretty cool.
So not bad, not bad. I remember that day. I think I was
Okay.
there. Oh.
Well, I think most people like Chris anyways, right?
Yeah, no, we're okay. But I remember his fandom. His fan group, I think, was the Iglesia ni Chris Chu. I think that was one of them.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was.
Iglesia ni Chris Tiu.
Yes. I think at one point that was what they were called. But
Okay.
anyway, we're going back to your show.
Yes.
Having tangent. I love it though. You mentioned the big names. We already have, of course, Hansi of the SM Group. We're gonna have Rubina Gokongwei already recorded as well. You already done the interview, and of course with Paul Volter, EJ Obiena. When you take a look at your ability to get these people on your show, what does that say about one, your ability to actually relate to them, talk to them? Because I'm sure they're picky with who they talk to. Like they trust you. Why do they trust you in that way? And of course, how did you build this sort of network beyond the court?
I don't know. I'm a nice guy. Maybe. No, I think
So humble.
I think for some of them it helps that our families are friends, and I've known them basically since I've been a kid growing up, and it really helped. But I always feel generally I'd like to think I'm a guy that I can talk to anybody and at least make them feel warm and at least be themselves without having to worry or be so uptight. I'm always a casual person. I'm always straight and honest at least, and at least I feel genuine, maybe too honest at times. But it just kind of worked out, at least a lot of the people I've guessed that I have some sort of a relationship with them, and that's why I try to, always expand your circle, be friends with everybody. But it wasn't easy, to be honest. There are a lot of people I want or I have in mind, but aren't willing to come out and on TV. They're shy, whatever. They don't want. They're private. But it's a challenge. But we'll think of some people some other guys to bring in.
You want to call them out?
No, not really.
You want to call them?
Malay mo, baka ma-pressure online.
What are the qualities that you're looking for future guests?
Well, I like people, who have gone through a lot, who have faced their challenges, found ways to overcome them, and I like people who are movers basically in their fields, and people just with a great story to share. It doesn't have to be super. I mean, you're looking at the top.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not. It's not big. I just want people who can inspire others because of what they're doing in any scale.
Okay.
Do you have a wish list of guests that you can say out loud? Because the show, for some reason, is known for making dreams come true.
That's true.
I don't
This
know
is
if
a
you want.
manifesting show.
I don't know if you want this particular dream to come true, but let's assume.
I don't know. In the business side here, I mean, obviously, I love guys like Ricky Avanceña, Ramon Ang,
Oh,
MVP. I tried to reach out to MVP. He hasn't answered me yet.
Okay.
But internationally, obviously, I'm still a basketball guy, right? I mean,
Adam
I'd love to
Silver.
talk Adam Silver's a pass. I like LeBron James.
Okay.
I'm still a big fan.
Oh.
I love to sit down with Greg Popovich, drink wine while we're shooting, talk about basketball, talk about wine. I mean, guys like that.
Yeah, and is there still that Filipino Spurs connection in the coaching staff, or is Coach Chip still there?
Not
I don't think so
sure.
anymore, right?
I don't think I have budget to fly to the
Yeah,
States.
I don't
right
know.
now.
I think you do.
Maybe just,
Yeah, I think
maybe
we
our
doubt
bosses,
that.
maybe our bosses are watching.
Yeah, Mayor Bosses, send him to the Spurs, please. All right, but I'm sure this is a big process. I think this is the first time you're actually producing your own show, or you're leading it in this particular
Yep.
way. How has that process been like for you, and what have you enjoyed most about it?
Well, it's interesting and stressful at the same time. Stressful, so you're like, we gotta set a date, because it's when you're trying to interview these people, it's their time, right? You're not dictating the time. I mean, it's their time, their convenience, and I'm also busy right now with a lot of other stuff. So those are some of the challenges. But it's also about making the other person look good and feel comfortable sharing with you what you want to share, or what you want them to share, right? Because it's not always easy to get these things out of them. I mean, thankfully, I've had some great interviews with our guests, and they've been very open. But you just want a good product. You want something that's interesting, that's not boring, and sometimes when you do the interview, you're like, oh man, I should have asked this question, this and
Yeah,
that. But
yeah.
that's part of learning also, even for me, right? I mean, trying to be a good host and produce great content, I guess.
Do you have any message for your fans who are watching right now and the BNC family? We're all looking forward to seeing your show and the very first episode tomorrow night.
I don't know if I have fans, but my mom's probably watching this or some replay or whatever, my family. No, really to anybody watching, we hope you can support our show. I mean, we promise to have some interesting stories, and we promise you'll be able to learn a lot from the guests that we're interviewing about them, about their perspective on life, about sports, and a lot of values that it brings out in. And of course, to the BNC family, I mean, I want to thank them for having me here. It's truly an honor, and hopefully I'll last kind of long.
You know what? We're happy to have you, Charles.
Congratulations.
I wanted to ask you and to ask him a while ago who are his inspirations in the industry. Pero wag na lang. But of
Bakit wag?
course, kasi baka ako yung sagot, mahiya pa ako.
Oh, wow.
Alright.
Maybe I should just ask him
No,
our
no,
last
no,
question.
no, it's okay. I'll ask him the last question instead. That's a better question.
Yes, our show is called Beautiful Day. So what makes your day beautiful?
Ooh, to be honest, not to sound cheesy, but every day waking up beside my wife and just seeing her, I think that's the best start of the day. Especially when she's sleeping. No, I'm kidding. Only when I'm sleeping. No. It's just that when I'm awake ahead and I look at her, I'm like, oh, this is what life's about, right? I mean, just having a family, also a home, all the little things we take for granted. I mean, I'm a simple guy. Those things are enough for me.
Oh, that's the most romantic answer.
Yes.
I also want my husband to look at me when he wakes up in the morning and tulog pa ako.
Baga ka nagigising, baka nauna ka
Oh,
sa kanya.
nauna ako. Kaya nga it doesn't happen. But thank you so
Thank you.
much. Not cheesy at all. That was a great
No,
answer.
yeah, fantastic answer, and he really is actually really simple. Sa totoo
Yes.
lang, yeah. You know, and it's great to have you here once again, Charles. Really appreciate you waking up early and being here. Again, ladies and gentlemen, that is Charles Tiu of BNC's new host of Beyond the Game. Now, when we return, we're going to take a look at the global weather after the break.
Plus, our horoscope of the day with Master Hans Kua. Don't go away. Beautiful day. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Beautiful Day. This is Weather HQ. Let's take a look at the global weather. Hurricane Melissa has already left a trail of destruction across Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and Jamaica. Currently, Hurricane Melissa is a powerful Category 5 storm located southwest of Cuba, packing winds of up to 280 kilometers per hour. Based on its track, Melissa is expected to make landfall in southern Cuba as a Category 3 storm. Once it crosses the island, it is forecast to weaken into a Category 2 system, but will still bring torrential rains, damaging winds, and dangerous storm surges. On Monday, the Cuban government deployed military units to carry out rescue, recovery, and cleanup operations across the southeastern coast, as Hurricane Melissa is expected to strike Tuesday night, October 28. Authorities have issued hurricane warnings for the eastern provinces. The U.S. National Hurricane Center forecasts up to 50 centimeters or 20 inches of rain, along with life-threatening storm surges. Melissa is expected to be the strongest hurricane to hit Cuba in recent history. Cuban officials are urging residents to complete preparations immediately. Schools and public offices have been closed, and emergency crews remain on full alert as the country braces for impact. Now moving on to Asia, over in Japan, the iconic Mount Fuji has received its first snowfall of the season, with snow observed on Thursday, October 23. According to the Kofu Local Meteorological Observatory, this marks a delay of 21 days compared to the long-term average. Interestingly, while this year's snowfall came later than usual, it still arrived 15 days earlier than last year's first snow on November 7. The observatory attributes this to the presence of clouds and cold air lingering above the mountain since Wednesday, October 22. In historical context, last year's snowfall was the latest on record in 130 years, reflecting shifting weather patterns on Japan's highest and most famous peak. For those traveling to Japan, especially in Tokyo, you might just catch a glimpse of the snow-capped Mount Fuji on a clear day, particularly from observation decks like Tokyo Skytree or Roppongi Hills. From today until Friday, cloudy skies are expected across much of Japan, with temperatures ranging from 14 to 18 degrees Celsius. It's a good time to enjoy the sights, though mornings and evenings will feel chilly. Mount Fuji's first snow signals that winter is just around the corner, a picturesque reminder of Japan's changing seasons. That's it for Weather HQ at the moment. And back to you.
Now it's time for us to find out what the weather or what the stars have in store for us today. Let's hear it from our resident energizer and feng shui master, Hans Kua, in our horoscope of the day. Take it away, Master Hans.
Good morning! Beautiful day with me, Bilyonaryo Master Hans Kua. Ito ang horoscope for Tuesday, October 28. Para sa mga pinanganak ng Year of the Rat, i-beauty rest ang mata. Iwas muna tayo sa gadget. Blue at 7. Ox naman tayo, avoid oversharing na idea sa trabaho. May posibleng na maagaw ito. Red at 2. Kay Tiger naman kumikinang ang business idea mo. Ngayon na ang perfect timing para simulan yan. Green at 5. Rabbit naman tayo, iwasan magmarites sa opisina. Baka madamay ka pa sa issue. White at 6. Kay Dragon naman tayo, isang offer na parang too good to be true. Maging observant. Yellow at 3. Kay Snake naman tayo, iwasan ang heavy meals sa gabi. Lalo na kung puyat ka. Gold at 8. Ito naman, care of the horsey. Be very careful with your words. May chance na ma-misinterpret ka. Pink at 6. Sa Year of the Sheep naman, romantic ang aura ngayong araw. Perfect timing para maglambing o maghanda ng surprise. Violet at 6. Kay Monkey naman tayo, nasa iyong spotlight. Don't waste the opportunity. Orange at 5. Kay Rooster naman tayo, iwasan ang overthinking lalo na sa gabi. Silver at 1. Kay Dog naman tayo, simulan ng maaga ang task. The earlier the better. Brown at 9. Kay Piggy naman tayo, sweet gestures will deepen your relationship. Sana all! Yellow at 7. Paalala lang ito po'y patnubay lamang. Ang tunay na swerte ay nagsisimula sa pagiging totoo. Abangan araw-araw ang horoscope of the day. Dito lang po sa Beautiful Day with me, Master Hans Kua.
Thank you, as always, Master Hans Kua. I told you when he's wearing yellow, his energy is so different.
I agree.
Like over the roof. But thank you for that. And sabi niya, romantic daw ang vibe ko today.
Wow.
Perfect for making lambing.
Ako, be careful with my words.
Yeah, you should be careful with your words.
Sure.
Especially when you tell me na mag-brown tayo because World Chocolate Day and you forget.
Yes, I did. Okay, but I was in a reading mood yesterday, and
reading mood?
I read your message, and that's what I based my color choice on. So, mali po ako. So, you wanna put it on record right now?
Na?
Anong kulay natin bukas?
Ano
Okay.
nga ba?
Ano nga ba?
While you're checking, let me say hi to Chiquito, who, as always, is counting down the days till Christmas for us. Hi, Chiqui, and thank you for doing that for us every day. We have our official Christmas countdown in a bit, and also on Facebook, we have... wait, let me just move my... Ang hirap naman ito.
Go
Hold on.
while you look for
Jeff
that.
Cruda, there you go.
Jeff Cruda. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We are on Facebook and on YouTube. Comment sections are still open if you guys want to send questions our way for our next guest, or if you have messages or shout-outs, also we can do that for you.
And you won't believe this.
Oh, go.
Yung
What's your
kulay
color
bukas,
tomorrow?
brown.
Oh, wag na.
Kaya, hindi, mag-blue ka na lang bukas, ako mag-brown. Will be the sky and the sea. Or
Ayoko
sorry,
na.
the Earth in the
Pagalitan pa tayo
Sky.
ni Chair. Hi, Chair.
Hi, Chair. Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, that's funny. We'll figure that out. We'll figure that out together. Okay.
But it is World Chocolate Day and romantic
It
daw ang
is.
vibe ko today. So,
Of course. What's your
dapat-
favorite chocolate?
my favorite chocolate?
Yeah. Like what type of chocolate?
Dark chocolate.
You're like the dark chocolate.
Yes.
Alright. I'm more of a white chocolate kind of guy.
And I like those cherry-filled chocolates with the liquor inside. I
Yeah.
like that. I love that.
You know, I'm also
Rum,
now,
yeah, I think rum is
I'm
what's inside.
I'm now a fan of yung mga ube halaya chocolate. Like the one
Oh,
that
like Chef Noel's?
Oh, I tried it.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
Lord.
Ba't di mo ako dinalan?
Binagyan ka eh.
When?
When he visited before. Naubos na niya. Okay,
Pero
my
hindi mo
gosh.
pa rin ako dinalan.
Yeah, kasi I ate it. All right, but again, happy World Chocolate Day, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoy a nice bite. Siguro, kasi malapit na mag-trick or treating mga bata, right? So there's an opportunity.
Actually, nauna na. Like, I think
Some
last
have
week,
started
some
already.
malls
Yeah.
have had their
My sister
trick-or-treat.
started already.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, watch your weight. Give me your chocolate.
All right, moving on. The biopic Quezon becomes the talk of the town after the former president's grandson speaks out in a viral, heated exchange with actor Jericho Rosales and director Jerrold Tarog. Ricky Avanceña tells us his side of the story on Hot Takes after the break. Beautiful day. We'll be right back. Hi there, welcome back to Beautiful Day. Following his viral confrontation with creators of historical biopic Quezon, Ricky Avanceña, a direct descendant of former President Manuel L. Quezon, sparks a national debate on historical accuracy and artistic freedom. While he initially came to terms with the film, a question of what changed comes into play. Grandson of former President Manuel L. Quezon, Ricky Avanceña gives us his hot takes. Beautiful day to you, Ricky. Thank you for joining us on the show. Thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Now, on your Facebook post last October 17, you initially said that the movie was technically quite good. The period feel was convincing, that it was historically accurate enough, and that you quite liked the movie. Although you disagreed with some of its conclusions, what changed after watching it for the third time that led to your confrontation with the filmmakers?
Hey, guys, can you help me out with this? Because I've been asked that question so many times, and that's what they bashed me with. Because I don't really get what is the point. The point is, ba't hindi ako nagwala immediately?
Well, sir, I think right now, first we need to clarify, una, sir, if your opinion on the movie actually changed over the multiple watches, and second, yeah, sorry, go
Like,
ahead, sir.
You read the post, but you didn't read the second part, which says they made him look like a narcissistic, egotistically corrupt. Diba? Oh, so, but you know, I like the movie. Okay, this is exactly what happened.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I was invited by the Commonwealth Quezon City chapter of the United Architects of the Philippines, black screening. Kung pwede lang ako magsalita before the movie. Okay. So nagsalita ko, I watched the movie. I really like the movie technically. I like the acting of Jericho. I didn't like Karel at all. She didn't get a feel of the character for my Lola. Jericho was great as my Lolo, I thought. So the movie ends. I write that post, right? I'm trying to be balanced. And then I get invited again a couple of days later to the Quezonians. That's a group, a long-time socio-civic group in Quezon province. That time it was like 3 cinemas. I addressed 3 cinemas before. Pero yun, meron na ako spoiler alert. Sabi ko before the screening, I told everyone, they're gonna make us look like Depo babies, but we're not. And you know us personally, so I leave it up to you. Second time done. And then after that, I'm looking at all the posts, and they're starting to bash Lolo like hell. And grabe pala kayo mga bata man bash ngayon, grabe. You know, it's like all these, I don't know, these Gen Xers or whatever, and they're like, just really bashing terribly.
Yes.
So, nakita ko yung effect ng movie. Kung akin, okay lang, I have an open mind, you know, you can talk about it all you want. You know he's not a hero. But when I saw that, habi ko, this has become a fight for the hearts and minds of the people who never got to know or never bothered to get to know my lolo. Ayun na, communications director ako, yun ang lead ako. So, hanap ako. But shortly after the second time I saw it, I saw that they had like forum. May mga dakila, kung sino man nagsiscreening, merong open forum, merong mga talkback. So naisip ko, wow, sayang, hindi naman ako iniimbita. You know, so in a post, I said, I likened it to like group masturbation. Sila lang nagpapasarapan. So I did, and then I saw something where there was a Q&A with the director and the actor, and Jericho. So I went there, watched it the third time, and I was going to ask just, questions about the movie. But the first thing I had to ask was to determine, kasi yung producer nila, one of the producers, Ed Rocha, had told a family member in a she was like congratulating him, like, hey, congratulations, I've heard so many good things about the movie. And she says, I want to see it. He says, well, it's coming there, but prepárate, which is Spanish for prepare yourself, because it is a political satire.
Yeah.
So, prepárate. Okay. Doon ako naisip, satire pala. So I said, that is my first question.
Okay.
I am sure Tarog will not, he will not disavow his film, but that he will stand by his film. I asked the question to my horror and shock. He says, yes, it is a satire. Di tapos na. Wala tayo pag-uusapan, di ba? So, and then I asked, what is your definition of satire? Silence, crickets, nothing. So may question, merong answer, doon sa question and answer. And doon pumutok na ako. Because, they gave me this look like, we all know what satire means. Okay, for everyone's sake, I looked up the simple meaning. The simple definition is, a satire is ridiculing something or someone, using laughter to embarrass, humble, or discredit the target.
Sir Ricky, sorry, I want to jump in on that point. But did you feel that the film went out of its way to ridicule the former president?
I felt like in the tradition of his, I hate that term, Bayani verse. Anyway, in the tradition of the Bayani verse, it's like to humanize, I don't know, di ba? Babakbakin na will portray them as human and with all their flaws, etc. Okay, in that tradition, it's fine. But dude, parang ang feeling ko dito, they sat down and had a story conference and said, ay, yabang ito si Quezon. Or, alam mo, ang dating nito sa tao, he's so good and great, etc., etc. So let's take him down a peg. Or let's demolish him. Let's demolish him.
Well, all right,
Because,
Sir Ricky, I actually want to talk a bit about that as well, because one of the things that you did mention is that you were not happy with the portrayal of the former president, which, again, if those who watch the movie, I believe they would understand yung point of view niyo po. At the same time, also, there are people saying that a majority of the film, though there is a disclaimer that it is grounded in, while it is grounded in real events and history, there have been creative liberties taken and aspects of fiction, as with most biopics in general. Sir, do you feel that some of the points from a historical basis in terms of yung accuracy po niya were not accurate, or were there parts that you feel that was maybe subject to historical revisionism?
You know, I had a comment. I was chatting with Xiao Chu, the historian that they have hired as historical hitman and marketing. TBA Studios actually hired him to do the marketing. So he's pretending to be a historian, but he's actually just selling the movie. So I got in touch with him about certain things there. For example, they're so bent on making this it was so simplistic. Parang where it came from there, and then today we're like this. So everyone's like, oh, so that's where all the bad things came from. Everything our government and our country suffers from came from Quezon. Also, there's a part there. They have this fictional newspaper man. Yun ang avatar ni Tarog. So, fictional newspaper, all the preachy things and ad hominem attacks comes from him. So he is the publisher of a newspaper, a fictional paper called Alerta. Na pina-shut down ni Quezon. Oh, no such thing. Quezon never shut Tarog. So, alam ko na ginagawa nila. So the viewer will say, parang ginawa ni Digong sa ABS-CBN. Yun lang obvious ko. Doon ka dinadala di ba? Pinadala ni Xiao Chua sa akin yung study guide nila. Meron dong part na sinabi, Quezon asked his friends to put up a newspaper to defend him, and then to get paper to supply that newspaper, they bought another newspaper, shut it down, and used the paper for that. So iba yon. Throughout the movie, that is what he's doing, this Tarog. He is taking snippets from historical records or from the documents or whatever biography, whatever books and materials they have used. They take snippets of the truth and they run away with it, and that is exactly what a satire is, using exaggeration and humor. Pero nung ginamit nila yung treatment na yon, the minute they employed the satire defense, the political satire defense, wala na akong believe sa kanila. Tapos, I really went to that Q&A, just wanting like this, a decent discussion, right? Pero siyempre, doon sinabi niya, medyo na-shock ako. Oo, satire. Okay. And then, what is your definition? Wala silang masagot. And then, wala na ako. Yun na.
Sorry.
And then, sorry, I don't know if you saw the video, but you did see Jericho trying to shut me up. So, and did you hear what he said? That stupid buffoon? You know what he said? Sir, this is not that there's a time and place for everything. This is not it. What? I'm asking a question. It's a question and answer forum. And this is a direct descendant. It's a question and answer forum about the movie Quezon. A direct descendant of Quezon cannot ask a question or is limited to a time. Lisa Dino, God love her.
Ricky,
President of the Film Development Council stood by me and issued a statement and said, yes, why did you let him be heard? Let him speak. Oh, so yun, wala na. Pag babata, binabastos ako, yung isang babae, tried to take the bike away from, it's like people have no respect. They don't even know what they're doing. And the minute, because you know why? Because they freaked out, because they couldn't defend what they did, which was sully the memory and reputation of my grandfather.
Ricky,
shame on them.
Okay. What aspects of the movie do you feel could have been tweaked or adjusted to make its depiction more historically accurate?
I don't know. I'm not going to tell them. I'm not going to tell them their job. I mean, they can do whatever they want, say anything they want. But I'm telling you, a dear friend of mine, a family friend, watched, she's about 90 or 92. Talaga inabutan niya yung panahon ng Quezon. She watched it with her daughter last night. And they sent a message. They said, oh, Mom didn't like it at all because of what they will do to the reputation of Quezon. Parang the kids today, what do they know? They just read everything. It's like clickbait, So yan ang ginawa ni Tarog, parang clickbait.
Sir, when you take a look at the history of late President Quezon when it comes to depictions, at the very least. Very recently, there was another movie, Quezon's Game, which focused on his efforts to bring Jews to the Philippines during the Holocaust back in World War II or prior to World War II. And of course, it actually ends where he did pass eventually. Obviously, for those watching here, pasensya na po, marami pong spoilers because we're talking a lot about history. But of course, at the same time, this film in particular, Quezon, focuses on a different part his career, wherein kumbaga sinasabi nga natin when you talk about politics, it is always going to be a bit messy in general. When you take a look at yung storytelling aspects po between Quezon and Quezon's game, are there things that you can draw comparisons to siguro that you felt one did better than the other? Because to be fair, both films took a lot of creative liberties as well.
Okay, first of all, when you say that, everyone knows politics is always messy, of course. It's been compared to don't watch how they make hot dogs and sausages. Don't go inside the factory.
Yeah.
It's messy. You don't know which parts come into that thing you're going to eat. But anyway, having said that, I watched Quezon's game. I thought it was excellent. I thought Raymond Bagatsing killed it. Ngayon, nagustuhan ko yung kay Jericho because it's another take. But, at saka, satire nga, so parang kinakarikature na niya. Pero huli ko din yun. But I did ask Jericho, I said, I thought Raymond was great. What did you think about it? You know what he said? I didn't bother to watch it because I didn't want it to influence the way I'm acting. Wow, okay, so artist, yun ang yung pagka-artist mo, you're so pure. Good. But it would have helped. You would have seen another way to do it. But I thought Raymond Bagatsing was excellent. I thought Rachel Alejandro was very good as Lola. As compared to Caril, who made Lola look konyo. Lola was a country lass, a poor country lass from Baler. So Rachel killed it, Raymond Bagatsing killed it. But the greatest thing about that movie was when it ended, people clapped. And they felt like, oh my God, this is what Quezon was all about. Made us feel proud to be Filipinos. Made us hold our head up high. Not only this country, but in the whole world, telling the people, we are not only your equals, we can even better you. Yun ang movie. Itong mga ginagawa nila pag deconstruct. Okay, if that's making them human, great. But it's not making them human anymore. What they do is, let's start from the scratch, at the onset, let's discredit, embarrass, or humble him. Yun ang definition of satire. So when they admitted they did that at the onset, that's what they set out to do. So, flop. So, and then, what happens then is, do you really want to not have heroes?
Sir, just a quick point, because you've mentioned your offense at them making this a satire, or at least them characterizing it as a satire. If they had characterized it as a historical biopicture or not as a satire, but their own take of history, would that been more agreeable to you po?
Well, it would not have changed my opinion on what this garbage they're peddling to the youth are. But they would have at least have had some moral and artistic integrity to stand by their work. Sa ngayon, hindi. We're going to do this, but it's not really that, it's this. So where is the moral? At tatapang nila. Mababoy ng tao, pero they can stand by their work. So wala. I've lost all respect for them, and I actually hate them.
Ricky, you've said that. You've said
Sorry,
that.
sorry, kasi dapat pala nilalambing ka ngayon according to your horoscope.
Okay lang yan, Sir Ricky. But you've mentioned that your family was not consulted, and even Mr. John Arcilla and Miss Pinky Amador, they were also saying na they could have least spoken with your family while making the film, or maybe before releasing the film. You also said that your family's voice was missing here. What would consultation have meant to you, and what would you have done differently if they had consulted you beforehand?
Okay, hey, I'm not part of those saying that they should have consulted us.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a public figure. You can write or say or do anything you want. As long as it's not libelous or slanderous, right? But even then, wala ka na talaga magagawa. Public sphere yan eh. So, I'm not one of them who said it. But, had they consulted me or my cousin, Manolo Quezon III, who used to work in Pinoy's cabinet, his communications guy.
Yes.
Yun ang aming historian. They would have gotten a nicer, rounder feel, a more complete feel for the man. And there would have been... They really did not show anything that would have made you feel sympathetic to him. Wala.
Okay.
Lahat parang, wow, he's a narcissist, he's an egotist, he's a corrupt, manipulative, Machiavellian asshole. I'm sorry. That's what he made him look like.
Yeah. Well, sir, just to be transparent as well, because you mentioned the study guide given as part of the help to understanding the film, at least that's available online as well. It Sir Manolo Quezon is part of the list of sources cited, and of course some of his descriptions of the late president are also included and used as basis. But at that same in that same breath, we also have to mention that T-Bay Studios did release a statement saying that the movie is, quote, grounded in verified historical accounts, including the late president's own autobiography and other reputable sources. Sir, when you hear that statement in particular, knowing what we've seen in the film, what is your reaction?
I'm very confused. I'm very, very confused. Everybody thought or still thinks it's a historical biopic, including Joey Reyes, director, chairman of the Film Development Council. Historical biopic. And then you're slapped immediately with this disclaimer. This is a work of fiction based on historical events. And then I asked, the producer says political satire. The director says political satire. And then, ito naman, lumabas naman to. No, it's not political satire. It's grounded in... So ano ba, kuya? Ano ba talaga? What is it?
Yeah.
Which is, I really feel that these people, because of my attack, are so defensive. They've become so defensive. And the mere fact they wouldn't let me speak just showed how defensive they were already, that they couldn't defend it face to face. So, wala na. Inura ko na lang sila.
Well, sir, just to also again having to be fair here, even Quezon's game did come up with a disclaimer right before the film, with the same messaging when it comes to yes, but
That's a standard thing.
Yeah.
Para hindi kayo it's called the legal loophole. So you don't get sued. That's basically what it is. Your lawyers will tell you, the film lawyers, film industry lawyers will tell you, we have to put that because we might get sued. So you know,
sir, so
doesn't mean anything. But in Quezon's game, they were very accurate and a little licensed, but I'm not stupid. I understand what kapapaliwanag pa nung gago yun yung artistic license or these bashers, stupid bashers. You don't know. It's cinematic license. It's anyway, that's what it is. And Quezon's game was excellent. Very nice, very, and like I say, you know, politics is a messy thing, but there are some people who will wield that power for the common good.
Yeah.
So,
And Chester was that person, and he was incorruptible.
Ricky, so this all stems from the director saying that this is a political satire, but it was not marketed as such. Is this where this all comes from?
No, I think I've enumerated that it's come from so many other things. Nagpatong-patong na eh. You know, like I said, it's an amalgamation of all these things that's happened.
Yeah. So, Ricky, we're going to have to wrap up this interview in just a bit, simply because, for the interest of time, I wish we had 1 hour to talk, because there are so many things we could discuss.
Actually, guys, I really don't have anything more to say.
No, I
And
understand.
You guys
Yeah,
are
of
lucky.
course.
You guys are lucky because this is the last interview I'm ever going to do on the subject.
Okay,
Thank you.
perfect.
Thank you
so
very much, Ricky.
Actually, sa totoo lang, the reason why I wanted an hour is because I want to have a Q&A with you also. But of course,
Okay.
Sir Ricky, before we let
Yeah,
you
but
go.
you cannot answer for them, can you?
No, I want
course.
to ask you the question, po. But
Okay.
that's okay. But then, since we have to wrap things up in just a bit, there is also an argument that I have to put out as well, which is that normally kapag mga historical films ang pinag-uusapan, it is not necessarily, or at least people who analyze film should never necessarily take film as gospel truth, as the only source material to look at. In fact, film teachers, film majors look at film as a starting point of research and not the research itself. Would you still tell people to not watch this particular version of this particular film, Quezon, and instead go on and watch Quezon's game? Or are you okay with people still watching this and then using it as a jump-off point to determine more or about, or rather find out more about the life of former President Manuel Quezon?
Okay, I made a post the other day, and I declared, I said, in line with Quezonian values, I do not call for a boycott or the canceling of this movie. In fact, I encourage everyone to join the national debate. Watch it. And then I said, Quezon followers, defend us in social media. But, and then that's so funny, how people today just like conspiracy theorists abound. Parang meron pa nagsasabi, marketing gimmick lang. Studio yan. Di ba? So, actually, aminin ko, binayaran ako ng TBA studio, gawin namin ni Jericho yun. Okay ba yung acting namin?
Oh my goodness.
No, but to answer your other question, so yeah, watch everything. But usually sabi mo it's a starting point for more research, etc. Good luck with this generation. It's funny how when they said the internet will bring information at your fingertips, is when people became more stupid. Because not anyone will click that link. No one has clicked that link, I'm sure, of the study guide. No one will do it nowadays.
Yeah.
The kids will follow whoever will read it and voice an opinion, and they will go, the algorithms will point them towards that historian or whoever influencer they want to listen to, they will be pointed towards that point of view. But come on, seriously? You think people will now start to research and look up Quezon's life? Well, I hope, if anything good has come out of this, and that's what I already said, also in another post, I said, I think I outperformed the performers. I've disrupted the disruptors. But in the process, I have sparked a national debate. Long overdue, but not dominated by only those who produce it for pecuniary and self-interest. So, in effect, so, sige, sabi ko, tapos yun pa, everyone says, and so everyone will see it all the more.
Sir Ricky.
Naglulugi na nga. So anyway, I'll end. Everyone will see it all the more. Okay lang yun. They can have all the money. They can have all the profit.
Okay.
The real treasures in life are principle and honor.
Sir Ricky.
Yeah, go ahead. If you were given the chance to create your own film about your grandfather, former President Manuel L. Quezon, what would be its central message or theme?
Well, I don't know how it will be, but I can tell you what it will not be. It will not be to discredit, humble, or ridicule him.
Well, Sir Ricky, you know what? We're going to have to wrap things up a bit. But first of all, I want to say thank you for your time.
Yes.
You mentioned a while ago this will be your last interview about this topic. So we really appreciate you giving us this opportunity. And at the same time, can I just say, you're in Aurora right now, named after your Lola. And it is a beautiful place. You showed us a while ago. And we're so happy you could come and talk. And on my part po, I just want to remind people that you felt that the portrayal was not even because it did not showcase his fight for independence, President Quezon's fight for independence, and of course, it did not showcase enough of the things that he done pre-war going into World War II. But at the same time, sir, thank you for coming on once again, and hopefully we can continue this type of conversation moving forward because as you mentioned, napaka-importante to, and even the filmmakers say that it is talking about yung political climate natin at the moment. So maraming salamat po. Thank you so much. Before we let you go, Anne has one last question.
Guys.
Yes, Ricky, we want to end this on a positive note. Our show is called Beautiful Day. What makes your day beautiful?
Yes, it's starting out nice because I met you guys and you gave me this forum. So thank you so much. It's really heartfelt appreciation I have for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it, Sir Ricky, and hopefully we get to see you in real life very soon. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you so
Hope to meet you
much.
soon. Salamat.
Ricky Avanceña, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, we are open to the side of TBA Studios for comments.
Yes, and I'm excited to hear that as well. But of course, I love that debate. I love history, my goodness. Now, we also have, speaking about history, let's make a few more days. Let's make more history with 58 beautiful days till Christmas.
Gosh.
Excited for it? Excited?
Mamaya, 8 na lang.
Oo, yung gift ko sa yung autobiography ni President Manuel Quezon. Masaya yun. And that's a wrap
Okay,
on our
yan.
show.
Like a guide for after watching Quezon.
Yeah, actually. It's
Yes.
all online, by the way. It's free online. I have a copy right now, and I've been pouring through it. Thank you so much for joining us. That's a wrap on our show this Tuesday, October 28th. And remember, keep it cool, take it easy. I'm Paolo de Rosario.
And I'm Ann Asis-Carilo. Have a great day ahead, and always remember to choose joy and spread love and kindness wherever this day takes you. See you again tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. only here on Beautiful Day!